Windshield wipers driving me insane. I left a little girl waiting at the county line. She held me so tight, but I can't stay, 'cause I'm living my life on the big highway. I'm gonna make it in the short time the sun goes down. Been a long time, now I'm back around, back around. I'm gonna find a little darling that'll treat me right. Well, she hold me so tight, but I can't stay, 'cause I'm living my life on the big highway. I got the city lights in my rearview mirror, got the pedal to the metal, gonna get out of here. See you later, baby, gotta make it to another town. Can't slow down. City lights in my rearview mirror, got the pedal to the metal, gonna get out of here. See you later, baby, gotta make it to another town. Can't slow it down. Well, I keep rocking on down the line, just waving at the girl on the billboard sign. I said, fill it up, truck stop, what's your name? Yeah, I'm rolling out of sight in a diesel haze, 'cause I'm living my life on the big highway. Yeah, I'm living my life on the big highway.
That is awesome, man. Welcome to Live from the Shop, everybody. J.D. Myers. How are you, buddy?
Doing good.
Good. That was rocking, man. So did you write that?
I did.
You did?
A long time ago.
On your own?
No. It's co-write with a buddy of mine, Michael Woody. Have you ever heard of the group The Woodies?
Yeah.
Pretty big in Americana, you know.
Yeah,
they were kind of
absolutely.
the beginners of, you know, one of the first acts to ever be on the Americana charts.
Yeah.
I wrote it with him.
I like the line about the girl on the billboard sign. Is that from the who is the girl with the billboard?
Yeah, I mean, we were obviously trying to figure out how to rip that song
That's
off of that.
awesome, man. I love it. That's killer. Well, we got a whole bunch of originals, and I'm so glad you brought them all. What's the next one we got? Why'd you have to leave me?
This way,
right?
Yep.
This is good stuff. Man, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I know you're kind of under the gun. You're playing guitar, steel, fiddle, and B3, so.
Yeah, I left the fiddle and B3 at the house.
But they're all your parts.
Yeah.
All right.
You said we're through and didn't even give me one excuse. No kiss goodbye on our last day. Hey, why'd you have to leave me this way? Things seem just fine. Your leaving never crossed my mind. All I do is think about you night and day. Hey, why'd you have to leave me this way? It's gonna take a long, long time till I'm back on my feet. Till then, I'll be here in misery. You're gone, no trace. Well, I've been searching all over the place. Did you run off to Denver, out to L.A.? Hey, why'd you have to leave me this way? trace. Well, I've been searching all over the place. Did you run off to Memphis, out to LA? Hey, why'd you have to leave me this way? Why'd you have to leave me this way? Why'd you have to leave me this way?
Oh, man. JD, I cannot tell you how good it feels to play this stuff. This is killer, man.
I appreciate that, man.
When you sent me the tunes, I was just thinking to myself, I haven't played this kind of stuff in a long, long time, you know? And it's like, I knew there was something I loved about you. Besides the hat and the leftedness and everything else that's going on here. But JD writes some great songs. He's got a killer vibe. Do you have stuff on Spotify?
I do.
You do. It's all over, right?
Yeah.
Just JD Myers on Spotify?
Yeah, J.D. Myers. I think there are 3 albums that you can... I've done 4 albums. Well, 5.
Is the Asylum album on there?
Yeah, it is.
From what was it, 97? Is that what it was?
1997 is when it was supposed to come out.
Okay.
It's kind of a long story, but it didn't really officially get put out there until like 3 years ago. So.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there are copies floating around.
Yeah.
Physical copies, but...
Are you like a bus tape legend kind of guy? I mean,
I don't think I'm a legend, no. Last time I checked.
But you hung around a lot of legends.
I have done
Yeah.
that.
The Waylon connection and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, a lot of those songs, like on my most recent album, it took me 20 years to be able to actually put out what I wrote with Waylon because they didn't like it, back then, wouldn't let me put it on the
Can you
album.
imagine?
Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer because I believe that he would have sang with me on the record if I'd recorded it, and because he did that basically for anybody else. So
oh yeah.
But
well, I mean,
things.
we got the songs. That's the beautiful thing about it. So what are we doing next?
I think you get 1,000 Miles Away.
1,000 Miles Away.
Yeah, this is it's another one that I wrote with Brian Burke. I don't know if you remember the group, the Normal Town Flyers.
Oh yeah.
He was the lead singer of that group back in like 1990, so he's got a great vibe and always been a really cool guy to write with.
Was this one of your first Nashville writes?
No, I had been, this was after Asylum.
Oh,
this was like a year after, so they never got to hear this, but.
It's a shame. It's a great song.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
You hear me talking, but I know that I'm not getting through. I've been running round in circles trying to catch up to you. You seem a little more distant every day. You might as well be 1,000 miles away. Every look that you're giving me is saying goodbye. Yeah. Won't you tell me what I want to hear? Tell me a lie. Give me a trace of some hope. Give me one more day. You might as well be 1,000 miles away. I remember how it used to be. You could never get enough of me. You turned into a stranger. Where is your heart? I remember how it used to be. Is there another in the picture, or is it just me? I'll do anything to get you back. I'm on my knees, 'cause I'm in love with you forever, come what may. You might as well be 1,000 miles away. You might as well be 1,000 miles away.
That is good stuff, man. That is really, really good stuff. I absolutely love it. Fantastic. All right, so what's next?
This is a song a guy from Virginia wrote, and I was hired to play on his demo.
It was too good for
I
him.
really liked the song, you know, but there was one part of it I was a little weird with the chord progression, so I asked him if it was okay if I changed it.
Oh, all right.
And,
so a rewrite.
So I didn't take any credit for that, you know.
What?
I should have maybe.
That is not the Nashville way, my friend.
It's not the Nashville way.
That is
No.
not the Nashville way. I mean, we've done sessions where people have brought in coffee and they ended up getting a co-write on it.
Yeah, I just can't do that, man. I know it happens.
Well, you're a good man. That's why you didn't do that. Good for you.
I try to be. I fail a lot.
Good men do. Myself all tangled up, and I'm hanging from a whiskey tree. Said, Mama, sweet mama, don't want you to see. Said, Mama, Lord, sweet mama, don't want you to see. Got myself all tangled up, and I'm hanging from a whiskey tree. Come on, come on. You set me free. Said, lover, since the day that you set me free, I got myself all tangled up, and I'm hanging from a whiskey tree. Yeah, I said, Lord, 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 don't look down on me. I said, Lord, 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 don't look down on me. I got myself all tangled up, and I'm hanging from a whiskey tree. I got myself all tangled up, and I'm hanging from a whiskey tree. Man, this feels good. That feels good, JD. Man, I gotta say, this is just fantastic. I love a power trio anyway, you know?
Well, it worked out, you know. It worked out.
It had to.
It's a great drummer.
Well, that's Greg Lohman back there, so, you know, that's the power of the power trio.
Yeah, right.
All right, so, okay, drinking stories, right? That's the next one.
Yeah, this is for all my haters out there. They'll say, he's talking about Waylon again. You know
Well,
what? You don't write a song with Waylon and not tell anybody about it.
I mean...
would you?
Well, the truth is, I have never heard you really talk a lot about it. I just knew that you did. You know what I mean? Well, you should talk about it. You should have billboards up and airplane banners, you know. I wrote with Waylon.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It happened a long time ago, but...
But what a privilege, right?
It was a major privilege, and it's one of those things that I just thought I would have never thought would happen. It was when I had a record deal on Asylum, and my producer at that time was Barry Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a legend, and he asked me. He was trying to put together co-writes for me so I could get the album done. Because I had gotten signed in '95, and it was 2 years of, you know, starting and stopping. And
Yeah, of course.
the train gets off if it doesn't stay, you know, just headed down the track from day one, it's hard to get it back on. But
Yeah, right.
But he asked me, you know, who would you like to write with more than anybody? And I'm sure he expected me to say Bob DiPiero or something, you know, which is great.
Right,
but
yeah.
I didn't give him those names, you know. I said Mike Henderson and and Waylon Jennings, or the two of those. And me and Mike never actually wrote anything. We got too drunk, and then, you know, and that was just a few days before the Waylon.
I mean, you get to get drunk together.
Yeah, but he called me up like maybe a week after I said that, you know, and said, well, I did it. And I said, what'd you do? Because I mean, at that point, I'd forgotten I even talked about it, you know. And he told me, and I mean, it's mind-blowing stuff to find out that you're going to do this. And
yeah,
I
mean,
can't even
nervous? Were you nervous?
Oh man,
I'd be so nervous.
And I was a kid, you know. I mean, I would be crazy nervous today.
Yeah.
But I really was when I was 22.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And he was just like you'd think he would be, but a lot nicer, you know.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I could really say, you know.
That's awesome.
He was, you know, and it's really, I can't say that about every hero I've ever had that I met, you know.
I
And
know,
so
I know,
get
but
kinda
it's
scared sometimes.
It's nice that you can keep him up there. You know what I mean? Because that's the problem. Sometimes you meet people, and you know, I mean, they're people. You know?
They are.
They're people.
And that's the thing, and I've tried to think about that too, because even the greatest person in the world, you might have met him at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And whatever the situation was, you don't know what happened.
That's right.
To him. And so I've tried to keep that in mind too,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah. So anybody who's met me and doesn't like me, I might have had a bad day,
True. Very
or
much.
I was just just myself. I'm
Well,
not sure.
That's more than likely what it was. But,
All right. So drinking stories, right?
yeah. So I thought we'd do the song that I co-wrote with him, and I need to add something too.
Yeah.
The first day that I sat down to write with Waylon, I was just in awe of him, and he loved to talk.
Really?
You know, he really did. And if he liked you, he's going to keep talking, you know. And he just, he just talked a lot, and
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything but just listen. I mean, you know, if you watch the Dukes of Hazzard, you hear him as a narrator, and you think, okay, well, that's one thing, but that's what it's like, though, to talk to him. You're just, and then you have to pinch yourself, and you can't believe this is really what you're doing, because it's just you in a room with Waylon, and
Yeah.
it still is really
Well,
crazy.
it's surreal. I mean, I'm sure to this
Yeah.
day, I love the stories like Robbie Turner. You know, of course, Robbie
Yeah.
played with Waylon and all,
Oh, yeah.
Highwaymen and everything. But he tells the stories of Waylon, Robbie Turner, of course, who's the funniest damn person on the planet, and Roger Miller. And I mean, those stories are insane. You know, it's just, and it's all conversation. It's all jokes. It's all, you know, the buddy thing.
Yeah, it was a great time. I can't imagine being around someone like Roger Miller and him.
I wouldn't know how to act.
The amount of magic that would be in that room at
Yeah.
one time.
Well,
really,
you got it all over this song. I know that for a fact.
Really, all I was going to say was because I wanted to make sure we got something done, because we didn't that first day. And he agreed to write with me again. I said, and I thought about it beforehand, you know. I said, would you mind if I brought one of my buddies with me next time? And he said no. He said it was fine. So
did you bring a camera crew?
I called. No, I didn't do that.
Brandon, did you bring Brandon?
Yeah, yeah. I called Michael Woody.
Oh yeah. And
said, hey, would you like to do this? And of course he wanted to. And really, I have to credit him because the idea was his.
Oh right.
And he came in and I said, you got to keep me focused because it's really hard. You know, I got ADD half the time anyway, so it's just really rough. And,
just add a legend to that.
Yeah, exactly. But we got it done, and I'm proud of it. So
it's great, great song.
Thank you, man. 7 of my drinking stories, my only claim to fame and glory. I should have better things to do. Just sitting here telling lies, thinking of new alibis, like I've got nothing left to lose. 7 of my drinking stories, never want to say I'm sorry for things I've done and can't undo. But you know that I should try to somehow make you realize there ain't a thing that means a thing but you. Yeah, why? Tell me why? Thinking it over, what can I do? Yeah, why? Won't you tell me why? Lord, I'm not there holding you, no. Tell me why, thinking it over, what can I do? Yeah, why, won't you tell me why? Lord, I'm not there holding you. Saving up my drinking stories, my only claim to fame and glory. I should have better things to do. Just sitting here telling lies, thinking of new alibis, like I got nothing left to lose. Saving up my drinking stories, never want to say I'm sorry for things I've done and can't undo. But you know that I should try somehow make you realize ain't a thing that means a thing but you.
That's like playing a Waylon Jennings song that.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is, and it is a Waylon Jennings song, and that is so cool that you're a part of that. I mean that's amazing, man.
Yeah,
that's huge, and it's kind of. I mean, you know, a lot of Waylon fans have probably never heard that song. You know.
Sure they haven't.
And that's like, what a gift. That's awesome, man. Thank you for doing that, and congratulations on writing a great song like that.
I appreciate it.
All right.
You know, I was really lucky to meet some really great writers because that's what that's what got me to town was being signed by Warner Chappell when I was 19, you know.
Oh, man.
But I wasn't signed so much to be a hit songwriter or something. It was, they intended to try to get me a record deal, so that's
right,
what
to groom you as an artist and all that, yeah.
And then, you know, they would have the publishing and stuff. But you know, it sent me to school basically, you know, overnight, you know.
Yeah.
And then doing all those demos.
Yeah.
I was around the greatest pickers all the time, and so.
Of course. Has anybody ever had that last song on hold? I
No.
find it hard to believe nobody's ever taken that song.
It was never pitched, is the thing about that one. So
You might get some calls now that it's out there, man. That is a great song.
Always keep one foot in and one foot out, thinking I knew what love was all about. I spent my life down at the shallow end, afraid to take a chance and jump right in. I fell so many times, but landed on my feet. But this time I'm falling in too deep. Well, I'm going under, think I just might drown. Yeah, my whole world, Lord, is turning upside down. Sooner or later I'll come up for air, but when I'm with you, I just don't care. 'Cause I fell so many times, but landed on my feet. This time I'm falling in too deep. Whoa, 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 whoa. This time I'm falling in too deep. For what you do to me, the way you make me feel, I'm in over my head. This time love is real. 'Cause I fell so many times, but landed on my feet. But this time I'm falling in too deep. Yeah, I fell so many times, but landed on my feet. But this time I'm falling in too deep. Whoa, 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 whoa. This time I'm falling in too deep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, this time I'm falling in too deep.
That's some Texas honky tonk music right there.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're doing, right? You're playing the
Yeah.
Texas honky tonks. You're like back and forth to Nashville and Texas now?
That's about all I've been doing. Yeah, for the last all of 2019.
Really?
I really hadn't played in Nashville, well, the exception of a place called Hank's in Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Haven't played in Nashville in several years, really.
Really? Back
But-
in the, well, you used to play at the Wheel a lot, right? Because I was over at Full Moon. You were at the
Yeah.
Wheel.
Legends.
Yeah.
That's where I played first,
Yeah.
and then the Wheel.
Yeah.
So those were my two main gigs, you know. But I played a lot of Rebels places like the Stage, and
Sure.
whatever else. But you know, our time comes and goes.
Oh yeah.
And it was, you know.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time down there. I mean, a lot of years, man.
Yeah. Country music just sort of. I haven't been down there in a long time. Maybe it's different now. I don't know.
You haven't been down there?
I haven't, not in a long time.
You won't recognize it. If you haven't been down there in that long,
Well,
you won't recognize it.
I told somebody not that long ago that one of the last times I was there, and I know it's the last time I actually played there on Lower Broadway, I was actually playing acoustic for Mitch Oglesby,
Yeah.
the hit songwriter.
Right.
Wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you.
Hey, look, I bounced between Mitch and Buddy.
Exactly.
You know?
Well,
And you did too, yeah.
Yeah. But I got through with that, and I was on my way to go get my truck, and I heard somebody yelling my name, and it's Daryl Singletary.
Oh, man.
That's the last time I saw him, and he was honestly hoping I was playing down there because, and you know what, you know it's bad when you're searching for me to find something country, and it's like it's me, you know. But
well, I mean, you've always been honky tonk, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. So like when I first got down there were some really, really great country singers, like Jason Wagner, for instance.
Yeah.
He's probably my favorite singer out of any of those guys. And but it all just dissipated like overnight. It seems like, you know. The
country vibe is it's shifted. You know, there's pockets of it still, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that try to keep it going, thankfully. But, like, you could go and you could see Buddy, and you could see Mitchell. You could see you could see Jason, you could see James G., you could see all those guys, you know. And it was just every club had that. Now it's like everything else, and there's pockets of that, you know. Thankfully, it's still alive.
Well,
but
that's good. There's at least somebody.
Yeah,
doing it.
but
that's what I wasn't sure about.
But geographically, you wouldn't recognize it down there either if you haven't been down there in a while.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I did drive. I guess I saw whatever they built onto the Ryman, which.
Yeah.
What is that?
On the backside of the Ryman?
Yeah, it looks like, or maybe it ain't on the Ryman. I don't know, but it was real boxy and doesn't.
Well, they built Cafe Lula on the back of the Ryman, which, you know, that's like a new entrance and everything. But in front of the Ryman, they put up a humongous mall with apartments and everything in it. You haven't seen that?
No.
Where the convention center was. They took it all down and they built
over there.
a monstrosity. That's why I say you will not recognize it, really. It's something else, man.
Yeah,
it's different.
I really wasn't in Nashville most of last year at all.
Yeah, and a lot changed in a year, for sure.
Well, and since the whole lockdown thing, I couldn't play down there either because it was all shut down. Billy Bob's is one of the house gigs I got.
In Texas. That's great, man. What a great room.
It is. It's cool. But
and I bet this kind of stuff goes over huge there.
It does. It seems to.
Yeah,
so.
I can imagine. This is great.
I feel better. I feel better there.
Yeah.
Honestly, it has a better vibe for me. You know. But,
yeah.
You know, it's one of the things.
Well, we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do "Paint the Town Blue." Is that right?
Yeah. It's another one I wrote with Brian Burt from Normal Town Flyers.
Right.
And make sure I'm in tune, brother. All right.
Pictures from the past keep running through my head. This used to be our town. We painted it red. Something's come between us and it's pushing us apart. It's getting darker by the hour. It's raining in my heart. We said all we can say. Here's looking at you. I'm going where the lonely go. I'm gonna paint the town blue. in the neon light. Hear the towns lit up like Christmas, all the colors so bright. I don't want to spoil the party or bring anybody down, but I got a heartache taking it to town. We said all we can say is looking at you. I'm going where the lonely go. I'm gonna paint the town blue. Forever, little did I know that when a love is over, you gotta let it go. So I'll order up another memory of you. Yeah, just try to drown the heartache and paint the town blue. We said all we can say is looking at you. I'm going where the lonely go. I'm gonna paint the town blue. We said all we can say is looking at you. I'm going where the lonely go. I'm gonna paint the town blue. I'm going where the lonely go. I'm gonna paint the town blue. Defensive guitar playing.
That's great, man. After talking about the whole downtown Nashville, paint the town blue, of course, I just love the vibe that you have. It's like it's not just a Texas thing. It's like, it's all my favorite stuff. You know what I mean? It's like the Waylon, the Mavericks, the Dwight, everything that you put into one, but you make it your own, which is really cool. It's not, you don't sound like those guys. I hear those influences, but you really got your own thing, man. Of course, your voice, you know, and your guitar style. But yeah, man, I really love it. I really do.
I love a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of all the people you just said, for sure, and more.
Yeah. So what do we got next? Is it Till I Come Back in Style? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Speaking of, I was just talking about him, Mitch Oglesby. He wrote this, and I know that he had co-writers and stuff, but this was his thing, and I'll tell you also, one of the guys that is a co-writer, I'm not gonna call him out, but anyway, he changed the line, like the first line, he changed it to instead of a tank of gas at Douglas Amico, he changed it to tank of gas at a West End Amico, and that just
that's too shiny,
man.
That's way too shiny.
Totally killed it.
Douglas Ave Amico is perfect.
Well, yeah, I know. And he was like, "Well, nobody's gonna know where Douglas Amico is." It's like, "Well, it don't matter, does it?"
Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything? But he wanted to tie it into the, being trying to make it in the music business, and
okay.
That's one thing that you can think about, but it's not necessarily everything.
Right.
So,
right.
I was thinking about it in all ways, but so I couldn't take that line. I had to
I don't know about you singing West End Amico.
Just didn't sing
not,
right.
not our West End. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he there's another line he changed too. I'll think about it later. After we're done, I'll remember what it is. But I just went back to Mitch's original thing.
How long ago did you cut this one?
This was 2013 when I recorded this.
It's a great song.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. A tank of gas. I dug the Samico, I cleaned the glass. It's clear I need to go to clear my head. So I'm headed south before I knock somebody out. I plowed a lot down on Music Road, but my crop, Lord, it just don't seem to grow. I'm gonna shut it down and take off for a while till I come back in style. And there's an old John Boy waiting in the weeds. I'm gonna float back to what I used to be, like a winter cold when the mercury's on the rise. I'm gonna take off for a while till I come back in style. You're welcome, man. Guess I worn it then, but I'll be back. She starts feeling it again, her missing me. Just might take a while till I come back in style. Yeah, there's an old John Boy waiting in the weeds. I'm gonna float back to what I used to be, like a winter cold when the mercury's on the rise. I'm gonna take off for a while till I come back in style. Gonna bite my tongue, I'm gonna bide my time. Somewhere down the road, it'll be my time to shine. But I'm gone with the wind until then. Yeah.
Great song, man. Great song. How'd you find that one? Was Mitchell playing it?
Yeah,
out?
he used to play it live.
Yeah.
I know. Now I remember what it was. Like a winter coat when the mercury's on the rise. I thought that was a great line.
Yeah, it is.
And he was like, he wanted to change it to.
You wanted to change that line?
Yeah, something about.
It's like a Highway 70.
He wanted to change it to dropping.
Since we're on West End.
Dropping a hook in the water, and it was all that crazy crap about a boat and all. You know,
Oh,
he just went way too far with it.
Got too nautical for you?
Yeah, well, but it's like we've heard this stuff a million times.
Right.
It was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
and it was like gonna bait a hook, drop a line, and just lay back and smile. And that just,
Yeah, I know.
it wasn't.
Like a winter coat when the mercury's on the rise. It's pretty strong.
It is.
That's
So
really strong.
I couldn't go with
That's
that.
a good lyric, man. Well, you know, a lot of songs get changed. I wonder how many great lyrics got passed up, you know, because it was maybe too deep or, you know what I mean?
Who knows, man?
I'm sure we've crumpled up things that people be like, well,
Well-
no, I haven't, but, you know.
And also, and it's really hard to write about the music business and it not be
Right,
come off as bitter and
right.
you know
Well,
weird.
especially if you're trying to be commercial, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't, you know, except for Murder on Music Row, I'm not sure who else could get away with it, you know.
Yeah,
Larry Shell and Cordell, you know.
I
Those are
know.
about the only
heard
two I
that,
know.
I heard that long before, you know, not long before, but
Yeah,
at least a few years before
yeah,
they did it. And I remember thinking,
yeah. It's pretty strong, man.
yeah, it was great.
Yep. Well, man, I'm having a ball. I'm loving these songs. I just, you know, I want to take a second and say thank you to Donnie Eden, who was here earlier and did a nice intro for us. And Donnie Eden, Prosperity Mortgage. Donnie, thanks, buddy, for being here. We appreciate it. Did you guys, everybody got pizza? Did everybody get pizza?
Pizza? What are you talking about?
Man, yeah, right. It's so good. White House Pizza
great.
Pub. Got to try the Nashville Hot. Nashville
Man.
Hot Chicken Pizza. Everybody should have it because it's that good. But we appreciate you guys as well. So we got time for a couple more. What are we going to do next?
Uh,
Does it never get a hold?
this is gonna be on my next album.
Ah, all right.
Even though it should have been out about 10 years ago, probably. But you know, when you ain't on a label and you gotta pay for this stuff and you gotta do it, you can't put out a record every 6 months.
Well,
you know?
sure, man.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. But I've been sitting on this one for a while, so.
You got a lot of good songs. I mean, if you had to make a record of all the songs, all the good songs, it's like you said when we were picking songs for the show. You're like, they're like your kids. You know what I mean? How do you,
Yeah.
you know, how do you pick a favorite in front of them?
It's hard. That's right. That's why I'd rather leave it up to somebody else, because I don't know.
Well, I run like a lightning when the law's riding on my trail. Guess I must be lucky 'cause I never spent a night in jail. Coming into Bristol back from Tennessee, my tail lights are all they're ever gonna see. Oh no, they never get a hold on me. Don't you know, a man just gotta be free. When I feel the reins pulling me too tight, I'm gone like a ghost in the dead of night. Oh no, they'll never get a hold on me. Don't you know, they'll never get a hold on me. There was a dark-haired beauty, she treated me like a king. I had a moment of weakness, Lord, I promised her everything. Well, Lord, you know she tried to make me stay, but I couldn't get off of this big highway. Oh no, they never get a hold on me. Don't you know, a man's just gotta be free. When I feel the reins pulling in too tight, I'm gone like a ghost in the dead of night. Oh no, they'll never get a hold on me.
Man, you know, I never played that one on the upright, and it kind of took me by surprise for a second there. Because when you gave me these tunes, I had them all figured out for electric because we had, you know, we had a whole string section coming. We had a choir.
Strings.
And, you know, we had everything, you know, choir of angels, and ended up a trio, just like the Stray Cats. Yeah, yeah. It's not a budgetary thing either. It's just the way it happened.
It wasn't that I didn't want to, yeah.
All right, so we got one more?
I'd have been happy to have shared the spotlight
Yeah,
of
right.
solos.
Not to play the
Only got so
Steve
much to say, man.
Yeah, right. I remember the 16th Avenue days. You know, you guys, did you used to go to 16th Ave Cafe? No? Oh, so
I thought you meant like
you remember,
being
of course
on
you
16th
did.
Avenue.
Yeah, and they used to have the jam sessions, and they would get people up, and I mean, you know, Keith Horn and all these crazy players, endless notes and ideas and cool stuff, and you know, I'd get up and jam, and they'd be like, "All right, you know, do something," and I'd be like, "That's it," you know, a little more is like, yeah. That's it. I'm out of ideas. That's what we used to say. And then Jim Riley used to come in and he'd start scatting, you know, like during his drum solo. He'd be like, I was like, why didn't I think of that?
Some crazy talented folks. Just running around.
Especially back in the 90s, there was a pool of musicians that were just insanely talented, you know.
I've often wondered if it's just me or were there just that many more, but it seems like it just seems like the talent level was.
No, there was a ton.
Was
yeah,
at a different
it
level.
was. Well, you know, there was the music was so complicated back then.
Yeah.
You know that you had to be, you know, a really qualified player to play. You couldn't garage band it back then. You know, now the garage band thing is really kind of the sound. So a lot of people, you know, get to perform. Whereas like when we were learning, it was like, you know, I'm not going out till I can play that. You know what I mean? Right? I mean, you're not saying anything that's not the truth.
Play that, but I'm.
Yeah, but I'm not going out till I can play half that.
Yeah.
All right, so one more, right? This song's so cool, man.
This is the thing. I haven't played. I really have not played this on stage
Ever?
in a long time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it would have to be. It's at least 20 years. It'd have to be.
Well, you're in good company because we never played it.
The only reason I'm doing it is because I figure there ought to be something to tie me to that guy with long hair that was on CMT a long time ago. Because people don't know who that. You know, if they saw that, they would not think it's me at all. You know?
This was the song.
Yeah,
this was the hit.
Well, hit on CMT, but not on radio. But
Hey, especially when it came out. I mean, that was the time you wanted to hit on CMT. That's
yeah, it was a big video.
yeah.
I was half the size I am now. I ate that guy, you know.
Yeah,
I ate him.
Okay, I just want to say something real quick. I don't really usually have pink bandanas, but a good friend of ours, Sean Scruggs, was killed in a car accident the other day, and he's a bass player friend, and he's a friend to everybody in Nashville, and they've got a GoFundMe. Make sure you throw some money in there for the GoFundMe. Sean is a great guy, married with 2 kids, and he's helped a lot of people. We're all the bass players are doing this to kind of show our support for Sean and his family. So make sure you look up Sean Scruggs' Venmo and send it to his family. We're thinking about you, buddy. We love you, and you know, things are going to be different, but that's for you.
I go crazy when I think about you. Time on my hands, you on my mind, with you and my plans. Daylight, when will it end? I can't wait till I see you again. When I think about you, my heart starts pumping. When I think about you, I can't sit still. It's all I can do to keep from jumping, girl, 'cause I go crazy when I think about you. True love, that's what I feel. Nothing so deep,
nothing so real. Sweet me completely away. You got my mind, you got my soul, taking my time, you got control. When I think about you, my heart starts pumping. When I think about you, I can't sit still. It's all I can do to keep from jumping, girl, 'cause I go crazy when I think about you. My heart starts pumping when I think about you. I can't sit still. It's all I can do to keep from jumping, girl, 'cause I go crazy, girl. I go crazy when I think about you. About you,
JD Myers, everybody. JD, thank you so much for being here, buddy. This has been a blast, man. Great music, great songs. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, so I appreciate you getting together with us and doing this thing. Greg Lohman, back there.
Good job, man.
Absolutely killer job, buddy. Anything you want everybody to know? When's your next Texas dates?
November. But you know, in Nashville, I'm playing Music City Bar and Grill, which is over there across from the Opryland Hotel. Rodney Collins just called me, the owner of that place. He called me out of the blue, and I guess, you know, I didn't really realize it was in new hands or any of that stuff. And he used to come see me a long time ago, and he's kept me on his mind, I guess. And so
That's great, man.
He called me, and I've been having fun playing that gig. So
it looks great out there too, right?
It does, yeah. They remodeled it and all that stuff. But I'm there usually twice a month, unless I have more gigs in Texas, and I won't be.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Thanks again, buddy.
Dude, thanks for being here. JD Myers, everybody, look up his music, buy his songs. New album coming out before too long, right?
Yeah, hopefully. It'll be out next year sometime.
Next year? But
yeah, the website's johndouglasmyers.com.
Okay.
I'd love it to be jdmyers.com, but in California there's some kind of chain of stores called JD Myers. So
oh man,
they
really?
got the so I can't.
Maybe you can buy them out. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Live from the Shop. We'll see you next week. JD Myers, Greg Lohman back there on the drums, Matt Rosenberg over there on the sound, Brennan Williamson on the camera, everybody. Don Eden, Prosperity Mortgage, thank you so much. White House Pizza Pub. We'll see you all next week.